fantastic. She has over 15,000 followers on Instagram. She has 5,000 followers on Facebook, and actually real followers, not just she went and started 25 different Facebook accounts. And they're I could tell you some stories about some of our fine feathered friends who went out and started Facebook accounts and then added the same 5,000 people on every single one of them and goes, I've got 25,000 connections. No, you don't. You have the same damn people on the same damn accounts. But without further ado, as I get cameras and everything set up here, we are going to bring on our guest. She is fantastic. She has a social media following like nobody's business. As I just mentioned, she is a featured expert. She's a CEO. She's a makeup artist. Fantastic stuff. Christina Flock's with us today. Christina, how are you, my friend?
I'm great. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Pretty good, actually. You have a really cool background there, by the way, for Skype. So that's awesome. So tell us a little bit about how you got started with Pretty Girl Makeup and everything else that you're involved in.
Well, I was a makeup artist. I started doing my mom. She had cancer when I was growing up, and I wanted to make her feel better when she was going out with my dad. And I just saw the transformation that, some makeup could do to make someone feel better. It wasn't just about how they looked, it was about how they felt. And so I've kind of kept that on all my life. And then I started, doing weddings, and I started working with photographers. And then all of a sudden I got an agent.
That's awesome.
It was pretty exciting. And I had, I started Pretty Girl. I wanted to come up with a lip gloss that wouldn't come off all the time, because I found that every time I would put lip gloss on myself, every time I had a sip of water, it was gone. So I worked with a chemist for about a year. Yes. I worked with a chemist and formulated the texture of it. And then I had to work on the colors because I didn't have a ton of money, because I'm self-funded, that I wanted it to be able to look good on, all different skin tones. So lucky for me, I have a bunch of beautiful girlfriends that have different skin tones. So I use them as my, testers. And so I started with like 6 glosses and a lip plumper, and it went from there.
Fantastic. We have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on Skype, and Christina is with us. She's a CEO. She's a makeup guru. And so tell us a little bit about some of the different products that you have, because you have a fantastic website, prettygirlmakeup.com. Talk to us a little bit about some of the different makeup options you have over there.
Well, I have lip gloss, different lip glosses that have kind of funny, cute names. I wanted to be able, I was inspired by Benefit Cosmetics because they had funny names like Aruba in a tuba for a bronzer. And I named mine, I was kind of inspired by being a mom and a friend. So all mine, I have one called Soulmates, Girlfriends, Day at the Spa, Love of My Life, Let's Go Shopping, Rich Husband. So I just
that's awesome. Rich Husband.
Just funny names that I wanted to, name my product. So I thought that, if someone goes for their lip gloss in their handbag, they could at least chuckle for maybe a second or two, and that would make someone's life feel a little bit better. I'm not curing cancer. I'm making, makeup. So I fun and light, I don't want it to act like it's, changing the world. But, if you could make someone happy, that is changing the world.
Well, what I think is fantastic about your products is you have you mentioned the comment earlier about the lip gloss, and I can't tell you how many years my significant other was searching for something that wouldn't rub off. And we happened to find this. We happened to find a product at the Adult Video News Convention at the Expo. We found someone who had made a lipstick that didn't rub off.
Wow.
And we were like, this is the craziest thing, that they make something like this. And then when you were talking about all the different things you're doing, It's out there. If you search for it hard enough, you'll find it.
Yeah, it's true. It's out there if you search for it. If not, then invent it yourself, and that's what I did.
Now, you're also a celebrity makeup artist. Talk to us a little bit about some of the different folks you've worked with and being a celebrity makeup artist.
I love my job so much, I cannot tell you. I get to work with incredible people that do interesting things. I just was working on a TV show for Fox in LA that's going to be coming out this month with Isaiah Washington.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was on Grey's Anatomy and a bunch of other amazing shows, and he's just fabulous. And it's a cooking show, but it's a talk show. Because, think about it. How often are you in the kitchen talking during a dinner party? And that's where the best conversations happen. So that's what this show's about. It's about cooking and conversation. It's really, really great.
Awesome.
But I worked with Condoleezza Rice, Journey, Metallica.
Wow.
Let's see. There's just been so many different. I've worked with Gucci and Louis Vuitton, Mark and Graham, Good Writer. I have a lot of great corporate clients. I've been really blessed to have this job. Bobby Flay, Tyler Florence, they're all just the nicest people and so much fun to work with, and it just makes going to work always a pleasure. And you never know where you're going to end up or who you're going to be with, so it's kind of exciting.
That's fantastic. We've got Christina with us today. You can find more information. Pretty Girl Makeup is online. It is on social media. It is all over the place. So with you mentioned working with Metallica. What is the difference between putting makeup and getting someone ready for like that, a rock concert, versus getting somebody ready to go for a television show?
Well, I haven't done when I work with Lars Ulrich. When I worked with him, it was for a magazine. So
okay.
So I haven't done that. I worked with Journey as well. They were doing a film, so I got them all ready to make an appearance. So basically, what I do is they call it, I'm a makeup artist for women and a groomer for men. So that's
awesome.
why they call it that for men, but that's what they call it.
That's fantastic.
Why, you make sure that their skin's all even and hydrated, and that their hair is, fixed, and that there's not any blotchy skin. I mean, especially with men, you don't want to see makeup.
Yes.
That's not what I'm there to do. I'm there just to make them look good in front of the camera and even things out. So if you see a bunch of makeup on someone, I didn't do my job properly.
That's fantastic. So talk to me about your social media following, because you've got a pretty good following on Instagram and Facebook. How do you? I know on Instagram it was probably using the different hashtags, because I've noticed that since I've started using hashtags, I've gotten a lot more followers. But
hashtags make a difference, that's for sure.
How did you get the amount of connections and everything on Facebook? Talk to us about a little bit of your Facebook strategy.
My Facebook's, well, I'm very blessed that, I know a lot. I grew up knowing a lot of people. I make a lot of friends, and I don't even know how it happens. People friend me. I was married to Ken Flack. He was a professional tennis player. So I think a lot of those are his followers that have followed me. Excuse me.
That's awesome. Christina Flock with us today. She joins us live here in our broadcast. And so talk to us a little bit about choosing happiness and gratitude.
Well, so to go back with my story a tad, when I was young, my mom, as I mentioned earlier, had brain cancer. And so she died when I was 20. I have 5 children, and one of my children passed away on Christmas Day.
Wow.
When he was 4.5 months old. And I was about 40 when that happened. And then 2 years ago, my husband, Ken Flack, passed away from sepsis.
Wow.
Knew that after, my son, Bo, passed away, I went into quite a dark place for about a month because I was just so shattered. My heart was obliterated. So after that, I was taking some sleeping pills just to function during the day to numb my body. And, that's not the way, it's not a healthy way, but
no.
What I did for a bit. But at that point, my girlfriends had stepped in and said, okay, enough's enough. Like, get it together. You've got a husband and children and a company and friends that love you, and, you just can't stay in this place. So I had to work through it. I started a garden with my friend Lisa Zimmer, who was the principal at Edna McGuire School in Mill Valley, and it's called the Bo Friedman Outdoor Classroom. It's an outdoor classroom, but it's also has an amazing vegetable and fruit garden.
Well, that's awesome.
It's so great because I feel that children, the greatest thing that they can do is learn to love, healthy food and vegetables. And the best way for them to do that is to, excuse me, my gosh, is to, grow their own vegetables and pick their own vegetables and fruits and try them. It's just a completely different experience. So I did that. And then I started a foundation at the Northern Lights School in Oakland, California. It's a private school for children, K through 8th grade. And it's called the Bo Friedman, the Baby Bo Fund. So
that's awesome.
So I want children to have, the best education possible, because I feel that changes the world and changes families and communities. So when Ken passed away, we had been involved. Ken had played in the golf tournament every year for the school. Vita Blue puts on a celebrity golf tournament with the 49ers and the Raiders and the A's and the Giants and the Sharks all come and participate. So I thought that it would be a great opportunity to, keep Ken's memory alive with the Ken Flack Educational Fund. My son, Ben, who is Bo's twin, for the last 4 years has been going on the 5th hole. It's a par 3, and they have a thing called Beat the Kid. He can hit a ball, and they give him at least $20 or any donation they want, and they use his ball. So this past October, he raised $35,500, which,
holy smokes!
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable, because that's going to allow 3 children to go to private school for a year. So that changes the world, having 3 different children having that opportunity. So I feel really great about those things. So getting back to happiness, choosing happiness when you're grieving.
Yes.
It's so funny. I became a makeup artist, obviously, because I like being behind the camera. It was never my intention to be in front of the camera. But since Ken's passing, I feel that the best way to honor him is for me to speak about sepsis awareness. And so I have a little bit different viewpoint on grief. I know everyone grieves differently, and there's no right or wrong. However, I feel that our loved ones are looking down on us from, for me, it's heaven. I think they're up there and they're angels. And I think it would be incredibly hard for my angels to be watching down on me if I was just crying and depressed and miserable and not living life to the fullest and making my children happy and, doing productive things. And I think it would be really frustrating down. So I think it's really important to honor them in a positive way and in a happy way, in a loving way. So that's what I've chosen to do. And believe me, don't get me wrong, I have plenty of moments when I'm sad, depressed, angry, frustrated. I'm all those things. So I kind of kick myself in the ass and go, okay, enough. You have a million blessings in life. You have children that love you and friends and family and work that I love. And so I just go for a hike. I put some music on loud. I think of 3 or 5 things that make me happy, that I'm grateful for. And I just try to get out of that place. And because it is hard, it is so easy to get there, and it's hard to get out sometimes. But once you do, it's just kind of a habit. You can choose a healthy habit or a destructive one. And I think this is, for me, the best habit that I can do is waking up every day with a positive intention, and thinking of things that I have to look forward to today. Like, for example, I woke up today thinking, thanking the universe for my children, for my work, my home, and for being able to, I was looking forward to speaking with you today. And,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
I have another interview after this, and then I'm going to go for a hike. And, it's, especially during this coronavirus, it is very hard and scary.
Yes.
But you have to know that, take this as a little time for yourself to like do things in your house that you couldn't do, or read a book, or watch a movie that you couldn't normally do, or just have some quiet time. There's nothing wrong with a little quiet time. We all need it. So I think, we can get through this scared and frustrated and angry, or we can just make the best of it and, make lemonade out of lemons. And
that's awesome.
Right now.
That's awesome.
Pile.
We've got a great guest with us today. Christina Flock is with us. Check out prettygirlmakeup.com. That's prettygirlmakeup.com. Also, her website as well. Facebook. She is on Instagram. So tell us a little bit about your website, your personal website, because you do consultations and all sorts of things.
Right. So ChristinaFlack.com is my portfolio. It's also a place where people can sign up for a group or private consultation with me, which is kind of interesting. It's a new thing that I've come up with. I'm sure there's others, but I came up with this for me to, I can't do any photo shoots right now. I can't be on set. I can't do a lot of things. So I thought, well, this is a great opportunity to teach people in their homes, something fun to do and different to do about doing their makeup, their day makeup, their night makeup, or how to become a makeup artist. A lot of people have, so much makeup. I've had clients come to me, excuse me, with more makeup than I have. And I think I have more makeup than, I have everything, right? And people buy needless amounts of makeup. So I try to streamline their makeup and show them what they need, what they don't need, and to get rid of. I started a little thing like, all the samples that you get or the makeup that you don't use. Well, divide it up into little gift bags and drop it off at a friend's house, especially right now with this coronavirus, having to be in home. Someone would love some spa products or, face mask or whatever. So I think that's a nice way of getting rid of or, shifting the makeup into another area.
Fantastic. Now, before we let you go, what is your one message you want people to take from today's interview and from everything that you've been involved in?
Well, if people would like to get more information on sepsis, it's important. Ken and I were unaware of sepsis when he contracted the disease. We were with Kaiser Permanente Insurance, and their protocol is to speak to an advice nurse and then speak to a doctor or see a doctor. And unfortunately, they didn't see Ken, and we had a terrible outcome. So I really urge people to make sure that they see their doctor. And even if they are hesitant or don't want to, like in Ken's case, they refuse to, stick up for your rights. You can demand another opinion, go to an emergency. If you go to sepsis.org, there's a little thing about, the different signs of sepsis. So there's a thing called time, and T is for temperature. And you could be either incredibly hot or incredibly cold.
Yeah.
I is for infection. You have some sort of, because sepsis is an infection of the blood, which down your organs. So there's some infection in your body, TIME, and then your mind goes mental decline. It just you're not in your right. You're having delusions. It's weird.
Yes.
You're in excruciating pain, like you think you're going to die because you are. So the thing with sepsis that I urge everyone to do, if they have any signs or if they think they have it, go to the doctor immediately and get a blood test. It's 20 minutes and they'll know.
Yep.
And get on the right antibiotic protocol, you're saved. There isn't a tomorrow with sepsis. You know how we always say, oh, I'll go to the doctor tomorrow.
Yes.
Tomorrow, your organs could be shut down and it's too late. So it's just super important. Time is of the essence. And I would love it if people would share, ask, whoever you're with today or speaking to, are you aware of sepsis? 250,000 people die every year from sepsis. It's more than one would have thought.
Well, I appreciate you making time for us today, and thanks for coming on. This was fun. I enjoyed it, and I will definitely do it again. Have yourself a wonderful day, Christina.
Thank you so much. It was great speaking with you.
Thank you, my friend. There she goes, Christina Flock. And if you want to get more information on her, she is available prettygirlmakeup.com. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we have got more here on our world famous Jiggy Jaguar radio broadcast. Coast to coast and bottom to bottom.